care tips for growing this beautiful Anthurium plant. So today the episode is about growing beautiful Anthurium. Anthurium is a flowering plant which is comparatively expensive. This plant, if you go to buy from a nursery, it is bit expensive than the other normal house plants that you buy. So when you buy this plant, how to take care of this? This is a flowering plant, they bloom year through. If you provide this plant right soil, sunlight, and also the right location for this plant and watering. So let's see what are the requirements, how to grow this beautiful Anthurium plant. So friends, welcome back to Tamara's garden. Today I'm going to give you some tips about growing this beautiful Anthurium plant. When you bring this plant from a nursery, don't go to do a repotting. Leave the plant for a couple of days so that they will get used to the new environment. That is one thing that you will have to keep in your mind. Unlikely to the other plants, this special plant you will have to take care, because once you bring it from a nursery, keep it in an area silently and let the plant to get used to your environment. So when you are going to do a repotting, see that you put it in a medium to large pot, because this pot should be ample enough for the plants to grow and it should provide some space. So small planters will not be enough. If the plant is very small, you can put it in a small pot, but time to time, once the plant mature, you will have to do a repotting in order to give them some space to grow really well. So friends, watch the video until the end, because I have shared some secret tips of growing this plant and also a fertilizer and a pesticide. So stay tuned until the end. That is very important that you know all the tips and tricks. Talking about the soil mixture, you can use some sand, garden soil and cocoa peat in this. Especially mix some garden rocks, small garden rocks in the mixture. That will be really very helpful for this plant to grow very healthily. So this garden rocks mixed with the garden rocks mixed sandy soil is very helpful for this plant to grow. So what you can do is you can mix it with the plant soil, garden soil. So that is the garden soil mixture, potting mixture for the Anthurium plant. So now I have explained about the pot size. It should be medium to large. It shouldn't be too small. And also now I have given you the soil mixture. This is a fireflies attack on my plant. If you can notice, on every leaf I can see some bites. So for that we can use turmeric as a pesticide. That is also something that you can keep in mind when growing these plants. There will be some attacks on these plants when the moisture is there on the soil. So you'll have to time provide some turmeric as a pesticide to keep them away. Since this is turmeric in my hand, you can use the powder form especially during the rainy season, or else you can use the liquid form to keep all the pests away during the very warm weathers. Once you add the turmeric, you can cover it with the top layer of the soil and let it absorb to the plant. So don't go to directly apply it on the roots, apply it on the pot, around the pot. So that is how you apply the turmeric as a pesticide on your Anthuriums. So friends, when talking about the location for this plant, do not expose this plant to a very bright sunlight area. Keep it in a place where they get the partial to medium indirect sunlight. True that these are flowering plants, but they can tolerate minimum of sunlight, especially in the morning sunlight. Expose them to a certain amount of hours, and after that you will have to see that this place is not a location where it will receive bright sunlight. So that is very important when growing these beautiful Anthurium plants. So friends, and talking about watering, do not go to overwater. Check the soil and water. These plants love the moisture balance in the soil, but these plants doesn't prefer the soggy soil. So you will have to time check the watering levels. see the soil is dry, and then you can water. This is a beautiful indoor plant too. If you keep them indoors, you will see that these plants will grow really very beautifully. Their leaves will be so beautiful. Only thing is there will be less flowers if you do not expose them to indirect sunlight. So the plant should get a certain amount of sunlight too. That is also a requirement. At the same time, it should be indirect sunlight. When talking about making free plants out of Anthurium, you can divide and multiply. Always once the plant is mature enough, you can divide and multiply them. So that is also something very important. Repotting is a must after 1 year's time when the plant is mature enough, and by that time you will get many free plants by dividing. Give you another tip. Now look at these coconut husks. I have cut them into pieces. These are very useful when growing your Anthurium plants. What I do is I put them on top of the Anthurium plant. I cover the Anthurium pot like this, and after some time, these coconut husks become a great fertilizer. They also work as a very organic and a great fertilizer, and they protect the roots of the plant, and also during warm weathers also they protect the plant roots, and also during the rain also the same. So I do this coconut husks cover, and I use all the coconut husks to cover the plant. And this plant loves this. This is a great tip for you all. You also can follow this. Cover the entire upper layer of the pot or top layer of the pot, and keep adding these coconut husks. Time to time you can do this. This is a great boost for the growth of the Anthurium plant. So friends, coconut husks are a great saver. So friends, by using of these coconut husks, these roots are safeguard. So they work as a protector of the roots, and during especially the rainy season and the sunny season, warm weathers will not dry out the roots, and also the roots will not washed away during the rainy season. This is one of my secrets of growing these beautiful Anthurium plants. Anthurium blooms last for a couple of days. You can cut and remove them after the 4th or the 5th day. Even after the 5th day you will see them blooming, but after some time they are taking all the energy of the plant. So on 3rd day normally you can cut and remove this plant. You can take it for home decor as well, since these flowers also are very expensive if you go to buy them. Time to time giving fertilizer also very important for this beautiful flowering plant Anthurium. You can use tea and coffee fertilizer to give them a lot of nitrogen, so that their leaves will be really very green and beautiful. And also you can use homemade organic fertilizer like vegetable peel fertilizer. That will be really very helpful for flowers to bloom. So these things are very important that you use them time to time. Once a month give fertilizer to these plants. I have the tea fertilizer. I'm giving the powder form because these are rainy days. We are getting enough rains, so I'm going to use the powder form of the tea fertilizer. You can dry out them in the sun and use them as a fertilizer for your plants. That will provide nitrogen for your beautiful flowering plants, and also that will look so green and lush. So friends, I covered up about this beautiful Anthurium plant, which is a bit expensive comparatively other plants. So this is a wonderful flowering plant, also an indoor plant too, a beautiful house plant. You can keep them indoors. This is a feng shui plant too. It's a lucky plant because their leaves are so elegant and beautiful. So have this one plant as a flowering plant. If you like, then keep the plant outdoors as an outdoor plant. Follow the tips that I have given in the video, and if there are any questions, put them in the comment box and I will answer you. And if you are new to my channel, consider to subscribe, because you will get all the information about plants and plant care from my garden with my own experience. So do not forget to give this a video a big like if you do, and also share this with your family and friends. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being in Tamara's garden.